That's when you take on Ol Machashamayim the first time. Vasheni Shial Zechrein Lefonav Yizbor Kidik Sivaroisim B'Chatzois V'Skatim V'Hashem L'Kechem. You have Malchus Zechreinis V'Chein Ksiv Katim B'Chatzois V'Hashem like it's in Matan Torah. V'Chein Shmoyne Esrei Omnan In Zehu Rak L'Rabba. That's only if you're davening with the multitudes. The Schus HaRabim Godol Ma'oid V'Loi B'Yochid. L'Chen HaYochid, he says it's because of an Indian that you're a private individual. L'Chen HaYochid Einu Tekei Al Seida Brachos. That's how it's brought down, the understanding of the Aruch HaShulchan in the Shulchan Aruch. However, v'oid ayin chazan ish, v'zevade diyochad sheyitket kiyis d'mu'um lo kovin mitzvah. What happens if someone wants to be a machma? You want to be a machma. You want to be a tzaddik, what you call a tzaddik in pelts. You know what a tzaddik in pelts is?
Tzaddik on the outside.
No, pelts is the opposite. Tzaddik on the inside. What's a pelt? A pelt is a fur coat. So you want to be a tzaddik under the fur coat. So you want to be a tzaddik on the inside. And you can say, okay, even though we don't have to do it because I'm doing it, I'm davening in my own, I have much more kavanah when I daven on my own, but I'll do the mitzvah also of blowing the shofar. So the Chazon Ish writes, V'ze'avadei diyochid sheyitket kiyis d'mu'umid lo yika'ovi mitzvah lo yitik l'chachomim rak b'chovi. It's only when you have the city coming together. If let's say a private individual decided that he's going to have more kavanah by davening on his own accord, and he didn't hear the Tkis Tamud, because technically, you're saying he's somebody who's basically broken the rules of thumb. No, because he davened in private. And therefore he's not considered that he broke his obligations because he was davening privately. What the sin is, not that he didn't blow shofar. There's no chiyuv. You're a yachid. You know, there's no chiyuv of blowing shofar during Shemoneh Esrei if you're davening b'yachidus. But the reason why he's a sinner is because Parish Minat Sibba and Mishtatef Imoim B'Tvil Sibba. And he was not Mishtatef with the Sibba. She mitzvah, it's a mitzvah to daven Shemoneh Esrei with the Sibba, U'Beklal Atfil Shel Rosh HaShana, Gam Mitzvah Shofar Al Seida Brachos. And inclusive in that is the mitzvah of shofar on the brachos of Malchus of Reinis and shofars. Kol Mokan Ein Takantam L'Chayev Kol Yochel Shmoy Kol Shofar El Choyves HaTzibuhu. At the end of the day, blowing shofar during Shemoneh Esrei is not obligatory on a private individual. It's only an obligation on the public. The Choyv HaKol Yochel L'Chavim Be'ir Tfil Shemoneh Esrei Basar. You should try create a minion in order to be able to blow shofar. The mitzvah is to have a minion. When you have a minion, you're supposed to blow shofar. But the mitzvah isn't to have blowing shofar because you're supposed to blow shofar with a minion. So basically, the first step is to have a minion, and then you have an obligation blowing shofar. This blowing of the shofar during Shemoneh Esrei is only an obligation on the public, but it's not on a private individual. Now, we said that the minig is to blow by each of the brachos, one set of each. A tekiah, a tekiah shvam true a tekiah shvam tekiah, and then a tekiah true a tekiah. So this also is beferish halacha in Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch Siman Kuf Tzadik Beis Sif Aleph Machzor Shli Yitzir Ba'atfilah. He repeats the Shmoneh Esrei. V'toikim al Seida Brochis L'malchis Tashrat Ba'machas L'Zechronis Tashad L'Shovis Tarat. First he says that you do on each one. Achshav he says, like we do, Nahadim L'Tkoy Malchis Tashrat Gimel Pa'omim. No, not like us, but we'll see. But Gimel Pa'omim L'Zechronis Tashad, Gimel Pa'omim L'Shovis Tarat, Gimel Pa'omim. Hine v'yish'oim shetoim tashrat ha'malchis pa'machis v'nazorchus v'nashervis v'chein ha'minig medinas el, to do one and one and one. The minig is to do hagov v'yish'oim shetoim tashrat ha'malchis pa'machis, that we only do one of tashrat. Now, if you look at these, none of them are technically the way we do it. The way it's brought down in the Shulchan Aruch. V'hine, minig harish is his kamachaber, that he says you do on the malchi is tashrat, and the zechroin is tashat, and on the shofar is tarat. He says who min hogish olariv haramba, v'chein kosav atoisis v'arosh, shekein hoyu minig hakadmoy. The Tom is that the HaShana are true, the Malchus is a Zechronis, and the Zechronis is a Shofis. According to their Shita, technically, we say that you do these type of truas, because we're not sure, so we're doing different ones on each type of bracha. The Rif Koseb Zel Loshin, Ubedin Hu Shiyeh Toikim, I'll say the brachas, Kamoshi Yitaku B'Shiva, like he did in Yeshiva. So how is that possible? You're not doing it on each one the way you did it by the Tekiyas Miyushiv. Because Tekiyas Miyushiv we had, okay, 3 of each, but we had all 3. Over here you're having 1 on each one. We don't want to make it tircha de tzibura. However, it's not so simple. We're not finished here yet. The mistam k'malshidus Rabbeinu Haigoin, we rely on the sheet of the Rabbeinu Haigoin. The reason why it can be simach in this fashion, even though you're doing three different kinds, so technically you're missing the boat on 2 of the 3 times because one of them is the only correct way. But at the end of the day, we hold you can be yotzef from any of the 3. A type of whale. Any type of a tzura of a whale, bein genicha, if it's a situation of krechs. How do you say krechs? A cry, or sigh, or bein yilal, or a situation of hyperventilating. Bein genich v'yalu, or you do both together. Nechsheves l'trua. That's how he wants to explain it to Rabbeinu Haigoin. And when it comes to Tkiyas the moment, it's like you say, it's only an extracurricular activity to a certain extent, so we weren't so makbid. However, Rambam bir b'yinach, there is yoytzu choy v'tkiyas v'natoy v'tkiyas v'miyushiv. The whole reason we have no problems doing only a little bit, according to these shitas, that you do a little bit at each time, because the whole mitzvah deraisa you were mekayim by the first kiyas the miyushav of the shloishim koilus. Umashatiknu chazal koil seder brach seder chayvis mitzvah shoifa. It wasn't to fulfill the mitzvah of shoifa. It's only like a thing that because by the brachos of Malchus, the Chronius and Shofis, everything should go for good with the blowing of the shofar. It's as if you do it by a fast, we blow shofar. In the same fashion, we do it here. When we call sub trua sheyehei, yotzim yidei chayva is good enough. Whatever you do, whichever way. We don't have to fulfill all our questions of what exactly is the mitzvah of shofar midaraisa. I can't devour. Okay, we're not finished yet. Let's see if we can go a little bit further. Miu Rabbeinu Tam Tikkun. Rabbeinu Tam, which we mentioned, enacted Sheyitku B'chol Echad Tashrat. True. By Malchus Chayes. It's not the way we do it. Only Tashrat. Loi ha'ashini kol kach b'kvi mashahoyi b'koyim. Vein b'zeh techet tzibur. Because then it's not going to be so changed, and you have in it the both of them. It's only because maybe he's adding something extra to it, because maybe it's not a shvam trua, but it's either a shvarm or a trua, so you're adding something extra to it. Maybe because he can say it's maybe a little bit of a hefsek, of a pause. Since we already became the tkiyas, and it's only a little hefsek, so for that we're not going to have any akvodis. We're not going to be so stringent. That's that meaning of the Ramah. However, he adds to it, v'ochein haminig hasheni shiska machab b'achshon ha'hagim l'machis tashrat sholosh pamim l'zechroinis tashat sholosh pamim l'shoyvis tarat, which is not our way as well exactly. Hu be'emes minig tumur. With what we're doing now is doing on Malchus one set of the certain type of tkiyas, and then on the second set we do tashat, which is the second set, and then you do tarat, which is the third set entirely. So he said this minig is completely inexplicable. The kivin shetoikim gimel pam Malchus l'chem zechroinis l'chem shovis akok shein shorach l'tarchatzim. We're doing 3 and 3 and 3. So obviously, we don't mind that we keep the tzibur waiting. We should do like we do. A set of each one by each of the 3. What we're going ahead. We don't do it. You look at Sidurim, we do it. Tashrat, tarat, by each of them. That makes the most sense. At the end of the day, if you're doing one type on each one, you still have a problem with which one was the correct one. Therefore, you should do all 3. Al-Kain, ein mashgich b'zeh, don't look at it. At the end of the day, he says it was a mistake. He's supposed to say like we do, a set of 3 different types each time. Same fashion. On this minig that you do it the way they say, that you do each time a different one. Therefore, they all say, at the end of the day, the proper fashion to do it during Shemoneh Esrei is the way we do it. One of each, by each of the different brachas. Shlo writes at the end, Ashrei le'eda HaKadoshah, praised is that that holy congregation should toikim tashrat, tashat, tarat, lamalchus, renzor, menshofis. V'chein is pashat hamidik beretz Yisrael ad kan. U'pi migodim el yorabu bereitiv u'mat Ephraim shechnor charav. Every Mishnah Berurah. Everybody comes out at the end of the day. The proper way is the way you have it in Machzorim, that you do for Malchus, Tashrat, Tashat, Tarat, same thing for Zachronis, and also for Shofars, and that way we yotze the mitzvah. We'll continue to mention tomorrow. Okay. Shia Malo is going to